Hello again, and welcome to Winning with the Wrangler with Dick Powell's Leadership Wrangler. Now, here at Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training and Development, one of the things that we talk about, quite frankly, a lot is this thing of leadership. And that's been my stance and my piece for, well, many years. I keep hearing these words for the common good. Now, when you hear those words, does it ever appeal to you that it's for your common good, someone else's common good? What exactly does that mean when you hear those words? Now, you see, when I hear those words, to be quite honest with you, I heard a gentleman speak, and when I heard the words, for your common good, I thought to myself, well, is that your common good, your description, or mine? Now, you see, I don't consider myself as a leader as common because I think leaders are not common. But I do consider myself as good. You see, I consider myself as extraordinary and excellent. I think that's a big piece of leadership. Now, I want to tell you exactly what it says in the wonderful dictionary about common. Common, it says coarse, vulgar, mediocre, inferior, mean, low, usual, ordinary. Is that how you want to be described? Is that how you want to be looped in? I don't think so. But good, I love the word good. It's okay, but it means quality. Excellent, well-behaved, kind, friendly, and honorable. Now, wouldn't you rather be considered for the common, good as that? But can we take and remove the word common? You see, when I look into this term common good, I was surprised to find the statement individual responsibility. Something we, the people, are not accustomed to hearing today. This thing of accountability and responsibility. Common good? Oh, man, I don't know. You see, I also found common sense. Another lost learned skill, evidently. Then I found the meat of the matter. Beneficial for all or most. Beneficial for all or most. Now, you can't have one, you just can't do that. It's either for all or it's for most. It can't be for both. It doesn't work. You see, greatest good for the greatest number of people. Now, I'm okay with doing the best for the best for the best for the greater people, for the bigger group, for the whole country. I'm okay with that. But you see, it has to be beneficial to all. And for me, that means as a leader, I need to look at this common ground. What are we bringing to the masses? And I guess for me, it needs to mean the best for everyone, not just most. Common good. I don't want to be common. I like being good. But I think we need to work on common sense and for the good of all and not just most. Let's get rid of that word most. You see, I found that in almost every religion around the world known today, they have a script that states this common good for the most. Now, who is the most? Does that mean the least are left out? I just don't get it. Now, my concern is who sits and makes the decision for me and you. Common good should be. You see, I think that that's where we've given up some of the pieces as leadership, as who is making the rules and who is deciding what's the common good. You see, I see it that this common good sets us once again in the us versus them category and struggle. For common good to be of use, we the people must first begin a dialogue and conversation that is inclusive to all, not just a few, not just the most or the least. You see, I still do not think that the one size fits most is a good idea. I just don't. You see, I believe people rise or fall to the expectations given them. And when no expectations or low expectations are given, I believe people will meet them every single time. And that's why this thing of high expectations is a good thing. The word all means all inclusive, all listened to, all reconciled with, all, not most, all. And you see how this builds as a leadership position. Whether you like it or not, we're all leaders. Whether you understand it or not, you are a leader, because everyone is going to be watching you. Doesn't matter what station or area you're in life. People are always watching. And I'm going to tell you what, good leaders, bad leaders, in between leaders, good for most, give me a break. Now, it's my belief that there is a problem or opportunity that we need to find a solution to. That solution can be dictated or it can be processed by the many, by the all. Now, will we all always agree? No. That's the fun part about this, is having those discussions, seeing the other person's way of thinking, understanding where they're coming from and how they got to their decision, is almost as much fun as being able to explain your own. You see, man, it's in the dialogue. It's in the relationship building. That's what it's all about. For the good of all. Not the common good of all, but the good of all. So instead of good for most, we, me included, need to continue the conversation to reach and include everyone. So the next time you hear those words, it's for the common good, I want you to speak up. I want you to speak up and say, I'm not common. I am good. But we need to find the good for all. And we need to open up the conversation to all. We need to build the bridge and build the relationships with all, everyone. And then, leaders, then I believe we will have this thing called the good for everyone instead of the common good. I want you to remember that next time you hear those words. I want you to remember the next time you hear common sense and where it comes from. I want you to remember that when you hear the word common, that you think of coarse and vulgar and mediocre and inferior, mean and low and usual and ordinary. And I want you to hear, when you hear good, I want you to hear quality, excellent, well-behaved, kind, friendly, and honorable. Leaders, it's up to us to build those relationships. Leaders, it is up to us to put leadership, common sense, good relationships back in the world. There you go. Now that's the good for all. Now I want to talk to you about something else today. I believe it goes right along with this other topic, the good for all. You see, I believe that the American dream is truly alive and well. I believe that the dream itself is something that sometimes gets stamped out when we're very young. But I want to share with you an opportunity. Leaders, I want to share with you an opportunity. I want you to know a dream is only a dream unless action is what? Added to get the attraction. You see, you have to put it to work. You actually have to do something other than just think about it. Now, we all have dreams. We have dreams for every part of our life. Putting them into action is part of the equation that we'll all struggle with. There's no doubt about it. It's never easy. You know, my grandfather, he raised me and he said, you know, if you want an easy life, this ain't it. You have to work for things. You see, even when we know we're on the right path, sometimes life happens. And sometimes the dream doesn't go away, it just kind of takes the back seat for a while. But that doesn't mean it has to go away. It doesn't mean you have to give up on it. You see, that's the point. Now, many times I've heard that if you want it badly enough, you won't let anything stand in your way. Well, I have to tell you, I've even said that to myself, a friend or a colleague from time to time. The thing is, though, is from time to time, life jumps in its way. It is what you do when this strange, unwelcome visitor appears that makes or halts your dream. I don't think you have to give up on it. When I told people I was going to be a public speaker and I was going to have a best-selling book and I was going to speak on stage, people just kind of looked at me funny. Said they would say things like, "Dick, you grew up on a dead-end street. You don't have any education. What do you think you're going to do?" But I didn't give up the dream. And yes, I've on stage speaking around the country about leadership and accountability. And yes, I do have a best-selling book. But I'm not done yet. My dreams are still moving on. But there was life that happens. Marriage, a couple of young people, job, a job just over broke to just keep on going. But it didn't mean the dream went away. You see, have you taken the dream and wrapped it into a strategy and a plan? That's the ticket. All those years I was doing things that really wasn't exciting to me meant that I was still perfecting my craft. I was still moving ahead. I was speaking everywhere I could. I was writing all the time. I was reading everything I could get a hold of. I was going to seminars. I was continuing my education. Not just my education, but I was putting into work. I was acting on it all the time. Every day. So I can hear you say in your head, you know, you as leaders, you're going, I've got these dreams, I've got things I want to do, but how do I go about the strategy, the plan to move my dream into reality and be prepared for the unwelcome guest of life? Well, I'm going to tell you what. There's ways to do this. And I'm going to encourage you as a leader to do it, to put it into practice. Because here's what's going to happen. When people see you putting into practice, by golly, they'll start putting in practice. Now that can change the world. Now, step one, leaders, I'm going to encourage you right off the bat to find a coach/mentor. Okay? For myself, I found a mentor right off the bat who was a speaker and a person who was a writer, and I just stuck with them. I kept asking them questions and I kept going through, and of course they sent me to a coach because I had some things I needed to do and I needed someone to help me stay accountable, and I needed someone to ask me those hard questions that my significant others probably wouldn't have asked me, and get me moving. You see, once we realize we can do nothing on our own, as well as with a guide, I'm going to tell you what, your journey gets exciting. But it's admitting that you know, you can't do the old John Wayne and pull up on your bootstraps and do it all by yourself, and nobody's there to help you. I'm going to tell you what, we all need help. And we all need some encouragement. We all need that person that can help us move our dream ahead and keep us active at it, no matter what life throws ahead of you. If it slows you down, it doesn't mean it has to go away. And that's what the biggest thing I want to tell you. You see, you need to be conscious of the dream daily. Whether you do like I do, and I've got it posted up here on the wall, or you've got it on your mirror, or you've got it in your wallet, you've got it on your day runner. No matter what it is, you need to be conscious of it daily. I have to tell you that my dream wakes me up in the morning, keeps me awake in the evening, and sometimes wakes me up in the middle of the night. That's how strong this can be for you. But again, you've got to add action to make the attraction. Now, number 3, step 3. By the way, step 2 was you need to be conscious of your dream daily. Step 3, share it with others daily. I'm going to have to tell you, people who oftentimes get tired of hearing me say, well, we know you went to see Stephen Covey and it's your dream to be on stage with Stephen and blah, blah, blah. And you know, people, you're going to write a book? What are you going to write a book about? You know, and I'm going to tell you a little secret. Sometimes family members will not always be your very best support. You see, your family members very well might see you in a different light. They might see you where you came from or where you're at, or they might still see you as a young person that just doesn't get it and had lots of dreams. You weren't focused yet. But you have to continue on. You see, sharing it with others does a couple things. First of all, it keeps you accountable. Second of all, for me, I'm going to share with you that if you share it with others, they're going to either talk it down or talk it up. And that's where you need to know who you need to hang around. Where do you need to be? You need to be around those people who are going to be positive and help you with your dream. The ones that are negative, just stay away from them. I'm staying away from them. I still had to go home from time to time to see my mom. But you know what? When I was there, I did my best to not listen to the negativity. And when I left, I had a loving wife who would take and give me the positive things about my writing and my speaking, that we were actually making a difference in the world with teaching leadership and accountability. Share with others daily. Now, step 4. Step 4 is a hard one. Step 4 is you've only talked about it and shared about it in words so far. But step 4, you write it down. You write it down and it becomes hard line in ink. It becomes just, now it's real. Because if you shared it with someone, you've written it down, now it's real, and you can make it happen. But this is when a lot of people stop. A lot of people get discouraged. You cannot get discouraged here. This is the time to go on and start to design your vision, your future picture. What's it look like? Where are you? What are you doing? What are you wearing? What are you living? How much money are you bringing in? All those kinds of pieces in that future picture. Start by verbally speaking it out. And it was funny when I started doing this, I don't think people around me understood what I was doing. But start by verbally speaking out, then writing it down in longhand. I used to carry around a pad with me, a 9x11 pad, a legal pad, and a pen, and I would write stuff down. And it's, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to be a writer. I'm going to write stuff down. But I wrote down in longhand so that my body started to move with my mind. You see, this started really making it your conscious and your unconscious moving in harmony. Keep writing it until you have it in a short, succinct, understandable, explainable sentence or two. And when you do that, now, not only have you written down, but you have a vision a future picture that when people ask you, you can take and tell them pretty quickly. And with that, you're going to get them excited because they're going to want to get on board and help you out. Now, step number 6. Step number 6, I'm going to tell you what, is just as hard as step number 5, doing the vision. You see, step number 6 is designing your mission. Now, that's your passion, your calling, what you're called to do, why you're here on this earth. You see, your dreams oftentimes funnel and push that passion in your calling. You know, this is the thing that is what wakes you up at night. It's what will drive you when the things are tough. It is what makes you prevail when others do not believe and cannot see. It is what is at your very core. It is your sustainer. Take the time to write this out as you've done with your vision. This piece, quite frankly, I look at all the time. Every day I'm looking at my mission, my calling, why am I doing this? What's pushing me? What gets me excited? You see, I'm gonna have to tell you this next part though, you're gonna struggle with because we all do. It's like having a 3-legged stool. Let me tell you about the third leg. The first leg, of course, was a vision. The second leg on that stool was the mission. The third leg of the stool is the hard one, even harder than what you've done before. It's designing the strategy, the plan. You see, the plan, this will become your day-to-day initialization of the dream. This is where the unwanted guest will appear, and you must be ready to put them aside. Remember at all times that the vision and the mission likely will not change. On the other hand, there will be times when the strategy will change with ages and stages of your life. When we have a strategy, a plan, we can withstand the changes that will become necessary. You see, there's a process here, and I want to share it with you. And this process, I guarantee, will work every single time if you put the work into it. I guarantee it. And I say that with just full knowledge that I've taught this for over 30 years, and I've seen people time and time again rise to the top and rise to the occasion. And even if they've had to put their dream on hold for a while, like some of us did, raise a family and have a job that wasn't all that exciting, but it paid the bills. It gave you the opportunity to perfect your craft and perfect your dream and move yourself ahead. So write this down. First of all, do the research. There was a article that came out. Neil Armstrong. Let me see what it says here. It said Neil Armstrong, you know, the astronaut, said, "Research is creating new knowledge." Now, that's exactly what it is. In your dream, what do you need to research till you have all the information about it? I mean, you know more about it, and you know what? You're going to continue to learn, because ongoing continuous learning is the key, or one of the keys, to success in dreams. The second one is prepare. While you're doing your research, you're going to find you need to do some things to prepare yourself for executing your dream, because that's the third thing, is the execute. But you see, if you've done the vision, if you've done the mission, and you've got a kind of a skeleton strategy, your day-to-day opportunity, so the things you're going to do every day so you can live your mission and achieve your vision, then that's the time to execute that strategy. Now, the next part is just every bit as important. It's network. Now, networking is not just going to a networking meeting like a lot of people think it is. You see, you just can't go once a week and think it's going to happen. Networking is really getting yourself out and about and talking to everybody and letting them know what you're doing, what your dream is. And you'll never know who will take a step up and could help you in this dream. You'll be amazed at the number of times I've had people step up and say, hey, you know, I could help you with that part of it, when I've just taken the time to tell people about it in that networking opportunity. And believe it or not, that was a person that I met in line at the grocery store. And you know, we just struck up a conversation. They said, well, gee, what do you do? And I said, well, you know, I'm an author and speaker, and I've got this new book I want to get out. And they said, well, you know, I know a publisher. There you go. Excuse me. All right, research, prepare, execute, network. Celebrate. Now, as you go through, you're going to have some good times and bad times. I want you to celebrate everything that happens good. Okay? Every little touchstone, every little milestone, every little thing that happens good, by golly, celebrate. But I also want you to think about the things that life happens, and things that maybe didn't go quite well, things that didn't really happen the way you wanted to. Celebrate them too. Because you see, those little failures are just nothing more than learning opportunities. And if you look at them as learning opportunities and you learn from them, then they were a good thing to happen. So celebrate. And of course, evaluate. Grandpa said evaluate everything that happens every single day, and before you lay your head down on the pillow, go through your day and find out what went well, what didn't go well, what could I add, what could I subtract, and you know, all those other kind of things. But evaluate all the time, because that will help you hone your strategy, okay, your plan, so that you can live your mission, achieve your vision, your dream. You see how this all starts to come together, and it all starts to work so very closely. Now, dreams, step 8. It's kind of a wrap up. It says these parts and pieces of the process will work on all parts of your life. And that's the part I wanted you to really, really take in. You see, in your personal and your family and your corporate life, these 6 steps, no matter what the dream is, whether the dream's at something at home, with your personal life, in your family, or in your corporate life, these 6 steps will help you step through so that you can build the vision, the mission, and work the strategy. It will also encourage you to find that mentor who will probably send you to a coach. At least I hope they do. And get working on this opportunity. Now, I'm going to also encourage you, because you're leaders out there, to think about these dreams in the good for all category, where we started today. You know, the good for all. I'm so excited about this that we're going to be putting together some new programs on it. And I'm really excited to be able to share that with you. So let's think about what we looked at today. We looked at the good for all. Okay? And we looked at the dream. And remember, a dream is only a dream unless action is added to get the traction. Now, I've enjoyed today. I hope that you've realized that here at the Leadership Wrangler, we're here to help you move ahead. We're here to help you learn and get some good leadership ideas that you can put into place, not just in your own life, but in those around you. Now, on behalf of myself, Dick Powell, and the whole Leadership Corner team, we want to say thank you for being a part of today's program. It is our hope that you have received a nugget of wisdom and guidance that will help you build your leadership ability. If you have any questions or comments on today's program, we want you to do something. We want you to send us an email at dick@leadershipwrangler.com, dick@leadershipwrangler.com. Or if it's just a burning desire, give me a phone call, 727-422-1833, 727-422-1833. Or you know what? Go to the website. Set your very own appointment with myself or my wife at www.leadershipwrangler.com, www.leadershipwrangler.com. Or you know what? If your organization is looking for that next keynote leadership opportunity. We like to be there. 727-422-1833. Until next time, this is DW the Wrangler saying, ride hard, ride fast.